The fourth World Biodiversity Forum 2026 was held from June 14 to 18 in Davos, Switzerland, bringing together more than 1,000 participants, including scientists, policymakers, indigenous leaders, business representatives, NGOs, and civil society actors, under the theme Leading Transformation Together. Organized by the University of Zurich with international partners, the forum focused on accelerating implementation of the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. Its resolution noted that despite improved global biodiversity reporting, real-world implementation of conservation goals remains insufficient, while geopolitical tensions and armed conflicts are worsening biodiversity loss. Participants also stressed the need to rethink unsustainable economic systems and shift toward more nature-positive and inclusive development models. Key speakers included Lyla June, who highlighted indigenous regenerative food systems, David R. Boyd of the University of British Columbia, who emphasized rights-based biodiversity protection, Sandra Waddock of Boston College, who discussed system transformation and eco-social narratives, Andrea S. Winkler of the Technical University of Munich on biodiversity and health, Neville Ash of UNEP WCMC on scaling policy action, and Tanya Berger-Wolf of The Ohio State University on AI-driven conservation tools. The opening panel featured Becky Chaplin-Kramer of the World Wildlife Fund, Klaus Lutzenkirchen of Siemens, Wendy Smith of the University of Delaware, Joji Carino of the Forest Peoples Program, Rosalind Helfand of the California Global Biodiversity Alliance, and Henry Gandhi Odhiambo of the African Conservation Center and University of Nairobi. The discussion was moderated by Fiona Harvey, environment editor at The Guardian. Welcoming participants from more than 70 countries, World Biodiversity Forum 2026 chairperson, Professor Dr. Gabriela Schaepman-Strub, emphasized the importance of leading transformation together across science, policy, business, and society. With that call to action, she officially opened the World Biodiversity Forum 2026, setting the stage for 5 days of dialogue, partnership, and solutions for a more sustainable future. The forum emphasized that biodiversity action must involve governments, cities, businesses, indigenous peoples, and civil society, supported by stronger integration of nature into policy areas such as health, food, climate, and finance. It also highlighted emerging tools, including AI, environmental DNA, remote sensing, and biodiversity finance to improve ecosystem monitoring and restoration. The event concluded with a renewed global commitment to accelerate biodiversity protection and advance toward a nature-positive future by 2050.
Hi, I'm Gabriela, and I'm Schaepman-Strub. I'm a professor at the University of Zurich, and I'm also the chairperson of the World Biodiversity Forum 2026. Welcome to this beautiful location here in Davos, and I will just introduce you a little bit to the history and where we are right now with the World Biodiversity Forum. So this is the 4th edition of the forum, and we have started really with biodiversity ecosystem functions in the very beginning, and then now we really moved into a very diverse program in the meantime. We started out really with the fundamentals, with biodiversity and ecosystem functions in a very natural science context. And now, over the years, we actually have extended the contents of the forum a lot. We look into human interactions, we look into indigenous questions, into ethical questions, rights of nature, so really the law perspective. We look into public health and how this is depending on biodiversity. And then, of course, all the nexus topics, such as the interaction of biodiversity with climate, with agriculture, and so on. So it's a highly diverse forum where anything about biodiversity is being explained, discussed, and most importantly, we want to find solutions for the future. So not just monitoring biodiversity loss, but also think about how we can transform the financial system. So actually we get from biodiversity negative influences towards a biodiversity positive industry. So during this year's panel, we brought together a high diversity of people, really reaching from global coalitions for biodiversity to industry representatives, indigenous representatives, and early careers as well, because early careers are the ones who will take on the leadership, and actually they already do lead the world, and they will take on even stronger leadership into the future for really biodiverse, positive futures. I really appreciate that we have 73 nations here assembled to discuss these issues. We have a very strong science component, so we have about 75% of participants are from the research side. Then we have about 25% of participants that come from NGOs, governmental actors, but also from businesses. And I think this is exactly what we want to provide, a platform for exchange on biodiversity that is informal, but yet will have a huge impact into the future.
I'm here at the World Biodiversity Forum and gave a presentation today talking about the fact that we live in this global biodiversity crisis, and yet biodiversity is the life support system for all of life on Earth. Millions of extraordinary species that we are actually all related to because we share DNA, the basic building block of life, with all of these species. And so today I was talking about 3 different rights-based approaches that have the potential to transform human action in ways that will conserve, protect, and restore the incredible diversity of life on Earth. And those 3 approaches are indigenous rights, the human right to live in a healthy environment, and the rights of nature herself. And each of these different but related types of rights has a proven track record in catalyzing transformative changes that result in better protection for biological diversity. So that's really what I'm all about. So I've been at the World Biodiversity Forum all week. I've met dozens and maybe even hundreds of amazing scientists who are working on every imaginable aspect of biodiversity, from using artificial intelligence to protect biodiversity to people who are working on mycorrhizal fungi networks underground, invisible, and yet critical to human and global well-being. And there's also, for the first time at the World Biodiversity Forum, there's a group of lawyers and legal academics here. And one of the great achievements of this event is that we now have lawyers and scientists talking together so that we can actually join forces to protect nature.
Hello, my name is Roger Keller. I'm working at the University of Zurich. Now we are here in Davos at the World Biodiversity Forum. The World Biodiversity Forum happens every 2 years. I've been at all the conferences, and now I am taking over a new role at the University of Zurich, where we try to connect even better science with policy and practice. And of course, the World Biodiversity Forum plays an important role in this, because it's here where more than 1,000 people from sciences, businesses, and other domains are coming together, discuss relevant biodiversity issues, and see how we can go into concrete steps to improve biodiversity, so to have a biodiversity positive future. So the theme of this year's conference is Leading Transformation Together. And we were very happy that we have more than 1,000 participants. About 75% are scientists, and the others are from NGOs, businesses, states, and other sectors. And we were very glad about this. And what I am especially interested is in how we can turn all the knowledge that is around into actions. And we had a workshop on that yesterday. So based on the resolution that we have acclimated yesterday evening during the conference dinner, we also worked with participants with different backgrounds on how they would like to continue. And this is something we would like to push, and hopefully in 2028 at the next World Biodiversity Forum we can also report back what has happened since this meeting this year.
Hi, my name is Sheikh. I'm originally from Bangladesh, currently studying in the University of Baltimore, America's Club Business, USA. Here I am in Davos, Switzerland, participating in the World Biodiversity Forum 2026 as an early career research grant and the University of Baltimore Turner Research Award recipient. It has been an incredible experience. I received valuable feedback on my research, entrepreneurship for biodiversity, bridging human-nature capital. I received very good feedback from the researcher and scientist. I'm very grateful to the organizers of World Biodiversity Forum 2026 and to the University of Baltimore.
WBF 2026, Africa and the world, Bangladesh, Malawi, Kenya.